Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Common with Creating with Common. I know this theme for November is a bit late, but rather late than never. So for November, I'm doing a flower theme as it is spring turning summer right now here in the south. So I'd love to bring that newness, that freshness into my bullet journal. So what I started with was the outline of the word November, and then I drew some flowers and some leaves around it, trying to incorporate them so that they would go behind and in between the letters that I created first. As you will see, I took a very bright green for some of the leaves, also doing a very pale green with that, bringing in some contrast. As you will see, the flowers are going to be a very pastel pink and pastel purple. If you choose to do this theme, please take some pictures and tag me on my Instagram. The link will be below in the description box. I would love to see what your idea of this theme is and how creative you can be with it. I must say that this was like a very big challenge for me, as this is not something that is in my comfort zone, drawing flowers and leaves, but I do feel like it did come out very nice and great, so I was quite happy with what I did. So when I start planning my bullet journals or when I start planning my monthly spreads, I do it when I'm relaxed in front of the TV or in my bed, just chilling with a pencil and an eraser, just creating something that I truly love. I'm not someone that can just think of something on the spot, draw it, and then be okay, cool, that's just working. So I do take my time with drawing all of the pencil sketches. That's why you won't see it on the channel, but maybe someday. I do believe that bullet journaling should be relaxing and therapeutic, but sometimes I do feel it is something that I want to grow and sustain my creativity on, but it then has to be a bit of a challenge, making me grow as an artist. So this is why I put a challenge in front of me, something I've never done before, like these flowers. So as you can see, I started with the leaves and did all the leaves in different greens, 2-3 types of greens, and then I started with the flowers. I did do like different types of shading with the flowers, as you will see as it continues on, and I did love creating like a different type of vibe on each flower. So just one tip I can give you guys is to, when you buy a bullet journal, is to just check the thickness of the paper. It usually will stand at the front of the cover and it would say it in grams. So a thicker page would be so much better when you're using a lot of different types of mediums in your journal, like Copics. They will seep through kind of anything. So just be sure that that is something that you keep in mind when you are creating layers of colors, as mine did seep through the pages, but I didn't mind, so I just went along with it. So what I did realize is that my pencil did smudge from the markers that I used, so I did try to do each petal individually so that it wouldn't make one blob and smudge the color, so it's not really purple but a grayish purple. Although it is a grayish purple, I didn't want to smudge it all that bad so it didn't look like a flower necessarily, but I did like the way and feel of creating each petal individually anyways, so that quite worked nicely for me, but it's just another tip I can give you guys. Also, something that I did realize with the different types of markers that I used is that not all of them blend as easily as the others. So you will see my purple flowers, they are blended quite nicely, but the pink flowers are quite like bold and don't blend as easily. So that is also something you have to keep in mind when buying markers. So I would say like buy 1 or 2 markers and then just get a feel for it before you buy like a whole pack, so that you will know what you are getting out of the marker before you just buy like a bunch of these markers and you're not happy with it and it costs you a lot of money. I think the thing I love about bullet journaling is creating something so intricate can be so nice and so relaxing, but also knowing that my weekly spreads are going to be more simplistic and open and something that doesn't clutter up a busy month that I'm going to have. And I think this is why I love creating bullet journals, because it can be anything that I want it to be or anything that I need it to be for the month that is ahead. As you will see now, I did exactly the opposite of what I just said now before. Is I did go over all of the petals at once with the marker, but I only could do that because I was creating a darker outline with a darker marker, so it didn't influence the where you're gonna see the flower necessarily, because it did have a darker outline, and it didn't matter then if you could if you smudged a bit of the flower before. So I started with the outlines of the November. I did give it some shading, as I did feel it was a bit drowning without some outlines. The flowers took a bit over for me, so I just wanted you to see it was November, and I wanted to see it instantly standing out from the flowers. I didn't want it to fade into the flowers and leaves. Finishing up the letters outline, I did decide to give it like an inward shadow, which I quite liked and never did before, but was quite impressed with what it did for the letters, just creating that extra oomph to you so that you can see it quite nicely and instantly on the first page that you open. Next, what I did was started with my monthly spread on the next page, doing it opposite from my cover page. I did it also the opposite way of my cover page. So I did it the November, you would read the one way, and then you would turn your book and you will see your monthly spread. I just did an boxed outline of the weeks. Although there are 5 weeks, November falls into quite a weird scale of 6 weeks, because it starts on a Sunday and it ends on a Monday. So I just put my end Monday at the top. So you will see I will write 1 to 29 and then end in 30 at the top again. Outlining my letters for my Monday to Sunday. It was quite something different for me again, trying some new things at the end of the year, but it was quite fun. So I did the box and the letters in a grey color like I did November. I also chose a bit of a darker grey for the outlines of everything, and then put a lighter grey in for the numbers that I'm gonna do. But I did love doing something simplistic with the letters and the boxes, so that it won't take away from the colorfulness and fullness of the flowers and the leaves that I drew at the edges of the page. So when creating the side of this spread or this page, I did turn my book so it would be like an upside down book, creating the flower and the leaves to look like that. And then I would turn it back and draw the up top flowers and leaves. This is something that just doesn't work in my mind when I have to like draw something from the side, so I will turn my book rather than figure it out. That's just something I do, and it isn't wrong to do something different than anybody else. So I would encourage you guys, just because it looks like I can do everything like this and how it is in a video, it doesn't mean it's wrong when you do it, when you turn your book, or when you like turn your book upside down or left or right. Just be comfortable in the way you are creating, and rather create something that you love than something that is crooked and will keep bothering you. I must say that writing out the numbers and Monday to Sunday can get a bit tedious, but that's why you do have to watch, like what I do is watch like calligraphy YouTubers and people who write out different types of fonts in their journals, so that it doesn't get boring and that also can stay creative. But writing out 1 to 30 or 31 can get really tiresome, because you can only write numbers so many ways. And what does help is having stickers that you can put in your journal, or stamps that you can use to help this along. So moving on to my weekly spreads, I just did one spread to show you guys what the theme and feel is that I went for this month. So you can see I still wrote my days at the top, where I did each day in a box and the weekend in one box. So the Saturday and Sunday will be in one box. So the only thing that I really did, because I'm having a very busy month, I just drew some flowers and some leaves between the boxes, and then just wrote the Monday to weekend in black letters at the top with the numbers of the day. I also drew a little gray lines between the days so that it would just look more separate. I would just like to thank everybody for watching this video, that has come so far watching this video, and I would just like for you to like and subscribe to this channel, like this video, give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Please leave a comment so that I know maybe what themes you would like to see in the future, or anything nice that would just help me grow my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you for it. So for next month, I will try to upload 2 videos, as I will be doing my December video, as well as I will do like a moving into a new bullet journal video. As for the next year, that will be important, as well as end of December I will upload a January video as well. So hope you guys stay tuned for that. Thank you everyone. Bye.